Boolean operators and, or, and not may sound a little weird, but we use these connections when making choices every day. When searching, Boolean operators can help you find relevant articles faster and easier. For example, when looking for an apartment, you might want a building that has 2 bedrooms and garage parking. And means you are limiting your search to find something that has both of these things. If there isn't an apartment that has 2 bedrooms and garage parking, then it doesn't fit your search. Or you may want to find an apartment that has either electricity or water included in the rent price. Or means you would be fine with either of these options. Or gives you more options. You may also want to find an apartment but not a studio. Not means you are limiting what you are searching for. Looking at an academic example, you've decided to research the importance of living conditions on college student retention. To find a few sources about this topic, type some keywords into the search box. You type the phrase student retention. However, you get too many results. Since you're researching how living conditions affect student retention, narrow your search and connect relational concepts with and. Searching for living conditions and student and retention means you will only see results that have all words or phrases included. Surround each phrase with quotes so those words are searched together in the exact order typed. As you're looking through some of the results, you notice that sometimes living conditions is also called dormitories or residence halls or college housing. You notice that sometimes retention is referred to as school holding power or academic persistence. Since you don't want to leave out any sources that might use these variations, use or in your search. If your search word has a synonym, abbreviation, or alternate spelling, use or to search for all related terms at once. Living conditions, or dormitories, or residence halls, or college housing. Retention, or school holding power, or academic persistence. While scanning through the results, you notice that a lot of the results are about retention of students living in off-campus environments. You want to focus your research around on-campus living, so not is used to limit the search. Living conditions, not off-campus. Finally, you put all of these strategies together. Living conditions, or dormitories, or residence halls, or college housing, and retention, or school holding power, or academic persistence, not off-campus. Use parentheses around the words grouped with or to keep the Boolean operators separated. Use quotation marks around each phrase of 2 or more words to keep the words together. Using Boolean operators helps to get more specific results. You can now search for sources faster and easier. So next time you search and are looking for better results, remember and or not.